G'day guys, today's tutorial is going to be how to do the dispersed effect in Photoshop. Okay guys, now what we're going to be doing this the easy way, just by using what they call the eraser tool. The eraser tool is on the left hand side here, which is easy to pick. The eraser tool is the one that we're going to be using for most of this tutorial. With the eraser tool, we're going to be selecting a brush size, which I've downloaded. As you can see on the right hand side here, we've got the brush settings. If we scroll down, I go to one of the ones that I've downloaded, and the disperse brush 2500. That's the one that we've got. It's already got the spacing and all the presets already made, and that's basically what it's going to look like on screen. Now I can change this little arrow here. I can change it around so that you can see exactly what size I'm going to be using. So see how it changes around? Yeah, I'll zoom in so you see what I'm doing. So look at this image on the bottom here. That's basically a preview of what the brush is going to be doing. So we want it nice and thick. That'll do us. And a nice decent size. We don't want it too big, too small. Depending on the size of your actual image as well, depends on the type of the size that you use for your brushes. Now what we're going to be doing here, I'm just going to zoom back out a bit so you can see what we're working with here. Now on the right hand side here, we've got the layers menu. Of course, we're going to right click the layer and duplicate it. Doesn't matter what you want to call it. Now with this one, okay, I'll go back to the layers and see what I'm doing here. Turn the background one off. We don't want to select that. We select the one at the top here. That's this one. Right, okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to erase the background, because what we're going to do with this image, we're going to liquefy it. We're going to move the whole thing, blur it across. So we don't want the background involved there. So this background, because it's the same, it's a flat color. It's very distinctive with the actual image. So I'm just going to go to select subject. So that's pretty straightforward, and that's going to just select the subject itself. I'm going to go to edit and copy. I'm going to paste it. Alright, so up on the layers here on the right, show you what I'm doing. I'm going to turn that one off. Now I've got a transparent one because that's what we've just copied and pasted. Now on the top here, we're going to go up to filter. We're going to go down to liquefy. Now all versions of Photoshop have got this. Now, I've got a pretty big brush size. Now the main thing that we're going to do here, especially with liquefied, is up on the left hand side here, is make sure we're using the warp tool. Not these other ones. You don't want these other tools, pucker, float tool. You don't want those. You want the warp tool, because what we're going to do, we're just going to warp it. We're just going to move it across. So hold down the cursor and just move, make it look like she's an alien. Alien head. Go right to the very end. Don't worry about the left, because the right is the part that we're going to be using in the dispersing effect. Alright, now on the right here, we've got the layers again. The background layer, we just turn it back on, click on it, and drag it up on top of this one. Alright, now you can click the bottom layer on as well. This is where the fun starts. We go back over here to the eraser tool. Okay. Now I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here so you see what I'm doing. Eraser tool, nice and gentle here. We're going to go around the edges of her head, all the edges, and we're going to make out so that she hasn't got an edge there, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to go very gently like this. And as I'm doing it, you can actually see what's in the background. It's just an illusion, the whole idea here. So I'm just going around this really quickly. I'm just doing it a frequency, all different ways. I'm doing it very gentle and big. Gentle, pushing down hard. So I'm pushing down hard here. Okay, and just little bits and pieces as I go. So I'm just doing the gentle stuff at the beginning, just around the edges. So it blurs her image out. Because the whole idea is that the side of her face is no longer visible because it's just been blurred, it's been moved. Just go around the side of her head as well as the ear, around the chin, around the neckline, a little bit inside there with the eye, not too much, don't want to ruin it. Now, with other tutorials, a lot of people do the same thing and use masks and everything else. They use the black and the white with the paintbrush, to eliminate and to add. This is a no frills way of doing it, and it's pretty straightforward. Now I've just selected on, I'll turn this one off, I've just selected on this layer, okay? Because as you can see through that layer we've just erased bits and pieces. You see that straight line, it doesn't look good. So we're getting onto this layer now, and we're just going to eliminate some of that where it's, where it's too blurred, okay? Little things like that. Go back to the top one again. And what we're going to do, we're going to change the brush size, and we have to make it bigger, make it quite big. And we're just going to go like this. A couple of big ones, pressing down hard here on the cursor. Now with this business here at the back of the neck, the bird thing, it's got a bit too much contrast in it, so that's really going to cause some issues. But anyway, this is basically how you do it, guys. Okay, so we're just doing bits and pieces as we go. And going back to the other layer, if there's too much there, removing bits and pieces. There are times you might think, oh, okay, I've gone too far. As long as your background is a white colour, that's what we want here. Go to the background one, and I can go like this. So it still changes things like that. Right. Just going to zoom out a bit. It looks very weird because we've got a couple of things here that are just a bit too freaking weird, so to speak. What I'm looking at here is her mouth is really coming into effect here with the side of her face. So I'm just going to get rid of that because it looks like she's got something more with the ear. Okay. Nice and big. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to add, didn't do a shoulder, doesn't matter, that's all right. I'm just going to use the same brush with the brush tool, select brown, black. I'm just going to add into the image here to give us a bit more depth, basically. That's all it is. I'm just going to change the size of the brush so it's a bit more out there. I might put a bit of white in there. Right. Now we've got these lines going through there, they're really been exposed. So what we're going to do, we're going to erase some of those as well. We just don't want too much of it like that because it's just going to look too weird. Don't forget it's dispersed, so it's just, it's all looking good at this stage. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to duplicate the background and drag it right across the top of everything. Very gently, I'm just going to use the disperse tool, going like this, and this is basically what we're after. gently around her face, very gently around the head. I'm just going to do the same thing here with that. Okay. Now, to make this more interesting, add some fire. Add some fire to the back of the image. I'm just going to blur this a little bit more. Just going to raise bits and pieces here. Right. Now to make things even better, I've downloaded the picture, a PNG file of fire. Okay, I'm going to go select all, copy, go back to our original layer, and go up to the top one, and I'm just going to go paste, select tool, I'll hold down the shift key on the Mac, and transform, let go of the shift key, and we can move it. So what we're doing here, we're just going to give it a bit more texture, because it was quite dull. Image adjust exposure, and I'm just going to change the gamma correction. Now this will get more detailed, colours and everything else that really makes it pop out. And don't forget, for any photo that you use, if you're going to use a photo, the best way to make a photo look 100% better quality wise, resolution and all that is easy. You just go to image, adjustments, and you go to exposure, and then you get the gamma correction. That really does a big change. So if it's down, you got the fire. It's pretty plain. No, not quite there. Yeah, now that looks fake. That looks good. Okay, we're going to zoom in a bit, and we might just take some of the fire out, little bits of the fire, not too much. Disperse it a bit. Now, with her face, we're just going to get another copy. Oh, we'll just copy it again. We'll just copy that. Yeah, the top layer. Well, actually, we can just flatten the layer now. That's fine. And paste. So I'm pasting. Remember, I'm just pasting this fire. All I'm doing, I'm putting refraction on her face. That's all I'm going to do here. So you get a bit of a reflection of the orange on the face, because it just doesn't look real at this stage. So we're going to zoom in and going to go back up to image adjustments, exposure, gamma correction, put that up to where we want it. Now we're going to come down to screen. Screen's what we want. And get the orange part of it, and we're really going to put it over her face so it's a little bit showing. Something like, yeah, that might do it. No, that'll do it. So I might change it from screen to overlay. Put the opacity down. Right. Now, just with the lasso tool, I'm just going to go around here. I'm just going to erase that. And erase this. And around the eyes, I'm just going to use the eraser tool. And I'm just going to take it away from the eyes. Okay. Now we got it here, it's a little bit weird. I'm going to hold down the shift key, bring that down. Okay. Now I'm just going to take that right down because we just want it looking like a reflection. Put it to multiply. And so we have it on normal. You can see what we're dealing with here. Problem is that the background is not what we want. Get rid of that. That's the eraser tool. We're still in the disperse eraser tool. It's alright, there's no problems. And then we do this again. I can go dissolve, darken. We go to multiply. Change the opacity down. You can also just use the old paintbrush tool, paint it in. Same thing, go to multiply, change the opacity, bring that down. Kind of gives you a bit more orangey look to it there. What I might do, I might blur that. Progression blur. Nice size 5, that's fine. Might do the same with the flame. So at least we've got that orange flickering reflection going on there. Alright guys, so we're pretty much done here. That's how we do the disperse effect in Photoshop.